So I just got back from watching Predator Badlands in theaters, and I gotta say, the critics were right. So this is gonna be a no spoiler review. I wanna give you my thoughts, my opinions, my feelings about this movie without necessarily telling you about the whole story or anything like that. Now, first things first, if your mind is already made up and you know you're gonna end up watching it, but maybe you're on the fence between waiting for digital or going to see it in theaters, I would say that the sound design makes it worth it to watch in theaters. Unless you have a very fancy audio setup, because that 7.1 surround sound was blowing my mind in the theater. So yes, that's me praising the audio in general. First of all, the soundtrack, amazing, hits like a hammer. And then you can hear how passionate whoever did the sound design in general, like the Foley, the ambiance, like the music, the score, everything is so intricate because we are, if you've seen the trailer or if you just know about Predator, we are on a different planet. We are dealing with weapons that are, not from this world. It's Predator type weapons or Yautja weapons. There's so much attention to detail on every little thing. There are synths in the movie. That's literally in the poster, so that's not a spoiler. But even combat with synths, you can hear it. They find a way to make you feel every single thing, every single texture, and even like the mechanical parts or like the intricacies of what goes into whatever it is. There's no other way to explain it. That's the very first thing that really hit me. And in the very first scene, I could tell that the audio was gonna be amazing because of how it's handled. Now let's talk about the things that we were scared of. Right? It's the same director as the movie Prey, and a lot of people thought that it was going to be very similar in some way. If you haven't seen Prey, Prey is about, this young woman trying to be a hunter, but she's struggling, she's weak and all that. So people immediately started doing connections between the two stories and basically thought that they were gonna be served the exact same movie just from a Yautja perspective. I can tell you right now that it is not the case. I will admit that I also was a little scared. I thought that since we have, a young outcast type of Yautja that is supposed to be weaker, I was scared of just how weak were they willing to show him or show it being to serve the purpose of the story. But I can gladly say I was completely wrong. Absolutely wrong. Not only does Predator Badlands have nothing to do with the movie Prey, there are little hints of, I guess, the storytelling in a way where you're like, oh, I can feel the style of telling that specific part of the story from the director, but the overall movie has nothing to do with Prey. Very different movie. And then when it comes to how we envision the Predator, the Yautja, it was handled really well. There's a lot of respect for that creature, that alien creature, and how we know that creature to be. I know, for example, because of the TV show Alien Earth, a lot of people feel like the xenomorph was disrespected. I disagree, but I can see where they're coming from. I can say that that is not the case for Predator Badlands. The Predator, the Yautja, is not reduced to some, bumbling mess or anything like that at all. Elle Fanning was amazing. She was great. She plays two characters. Also not really a spoiler, but she plays two characters and she plays them so well. Her main character that she plays, that we see, that has the most screen time, is basically how we feel watching the movie. It's kind of like we are experiencing everything through her eyes because she is the most relatable person technically on screen. Something else that I need to praise is the fight choreographies. I was almost like shocked of just how good, but also how much they put in the movie. Like they didn't have to go all out in combat, but they did. And it was really good because we see, like, just look at, a Yautja and you're like, damn, this guy looks like he can fight. Yes, he can. But not only just fighting with weapons with other, bipedal beings, but also fighting against nature. Also in the trailer, you can see he was fighting against some sort of vine monster and stuff. And all of that is choreographed so well that you are locked in. Like you cannot stop yourself from at least that specific part saying, wow, that's so cool. Like, wow, this is so cool. Oh, that's badass. They actually managed to nail those, oh, that's so badass parts, which is very difficult nowadays. I can understand if this movie is not for everyone. I feel like you have to have a little bit of that, I like to watch big things fight each other in you to enjoy, to really enjoy this movie. So for me, it's like a no-brainer. You know, the Kong versus Godzilla is like my thing. I love that stuff, and I've loved it ever since I was a kid. So this movie, if it came out when I was like a teenager, it would have been my whole personality. Like straight up, it would have been my whole personality. But don't get me wrong, the movie is not a 10 out of 10. But when it comes to the how do I explain this? It is not revolutionary, but it is executed so well. The story doesn't feel new. If I were to sit down and actually tell you the story beat by beat, you will be like, oh, just like this, oh, just like that. But everything is executed so well that it ends up being this very enjoyable adventure flick. Kind of like we used to have, you know, in the 90s. Except now, that's another praise, the CGI looks, for the most part, the CGI looks, there's like 10%, I would say, of parts where the CGI did not look great, but the rest, there are some parts where I was like, this is real, like this is truly photorealistic. This is like, I cannot tell which part, where does the CGI start and ends within certain frames. It's just refreshing to see. It's such a good thing to know that, oh, what a time to be alive. Where are the part where we can do CGI, where we can make things fight on another planet and it still feels grounded and very cool and not like Ant-Man Quantumania. Like, yes, we're dealing with alien technology. Yes, we're dealing with an alien planet with alien creatures and all of that, but everything seems to be, I don't know, like has a reference with things that we are familiar with. So even if we're seeing like a plant or a fruit that we've never seen before, there is an attribute to that thing that makes us kind of understand immediately how that works, right? How dangerous is this? Oh, yes, okay, we get it. Oh, okay, I get it. And it just pulls it all together so well. After seeing the trailer and a couple of images, especially that one TikTok that they did together, I was a little skeptical about the design of the main Yautja. I understood that, yeah, it's supposed to be, you know, not look as cool and as badass as the old ones and stuff. But once you watch the movie, you understand why it looks like that, and you realize that it works really well. Like straight up 30 seconds into the movie, I was like, oh yeah, I'm on board. Okay, I get it. Yeah, cool. It's great. It's amazing. Like it works. It works. All right. It seems like I'm glazing it a lot, and I am. I really am. I really enjoyed it. If I were to think of something negative to say about it is some of the pacing felt weird at times. Like scenes were over a little quick and you were like, wait, oh, all right. That didn't feel, you know, that felt anticlimactic or even rushed sometimes, right? Like there's a big fight or something like that and it'll be, boom, it's over. I'm like, what? The world building, the fauna and flora is so cool and so fascinating that it makes you want to see more. I guess that's a negative thing because you watch the movie and you're like, oh, this movie is like, it's gonna end. Like it's too short. I really want to see more. I really want to explore this world a little bit more. So sometimes things really feel like they're cut a little too short. Anyways, I don't want to yap too much. If you're gonna watch it in theaters. It gets my seal of approval, whatever that means. If I were to rate it, I don't want to start with a rating system because people are gonna hold me to my word. It doesn't mean anything, okay? But I would give it probably a solid 7.5, maybe 8. Now, I watched it like 30 minutes ago, so it's fresh and I'm happy about it, and it was in theaters. Maybe if I rewatch it in digital, maybe the note could go down, or maybe it could go back up if I pick up a bunch of stuff that I missed. But right now, I would say that, yeah, in the realm of big things fighting big things, and it's cool and it's actually badass, not cringe. And there's a lot of, I caught myself like laughing multiple times in the theater. I was alone in the theater, which was really cool. So yeah, the general vibe of adventure with a group of misfits or an unusual partnership and blah, 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 it nails it. It nails it. Again, I don't think the whole thing is original. There were parts where I was like, oh yeah, this trope. Oh yeah, this trope. And then still managed to like hit me with it, right? Still managed to do its job and have me feeling the way I feel, you know? I was like, oh, that's the comic relief. 2 seconds later, I'm like, ha 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 ha. Like, oh, okay, damn, they got me. Anyways, I'm Guy Level. I love to yap about movies, so if you like watching videos like that, and also like movie essays, or I just rant about certain things that I don't like, tropes and all that good stuff, subscribe. Just subscribe. Like the video and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.